seen it.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here with Shannon Roberta San Antonio Salmon-Haas. We've been talking about 2024, 2025. We talked about Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. We talked about the horse carriage ban. We talked about New Orleans and Las Vegas. And now we're going to talk about legacy.
And now, it's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy?
Lexi's
Sponsored
also
by
here with
Marquardt Law
us.
Firm.
And so when I was thinking about legacy, I was thinking about President Jimmy Carter, who passed away recently at the age of 100. And is she growling at you?
She growled a little, but it's funny because she's coming to me.
Right. So
Your dog
I
aggressed
I
me.
started this with a post on my personal Facebook page that said, is it possible to ask people what they remember about President Carter without people losing their composure? And then I put the hashtag canceled. And, you know, sometimes when I write things like that, people don't respond in any meaningful way. But one of my good friends said on social media, not a chance. Mm-hmm. Somebody else said, I wasn't even aware he was still controversial, but I Googled it, and it said...
That was me. I commented that.
I remember that. Still stirs controversy after 40 years. That was the headline that you read?
Yeah.
Another one said he was too nice for public office.
Oh, wow.
A Christian, and I believe he had best interest for country, just couldn't get all pieces together. My perception only, ! Another friend said his past, yes, Habitat for Humanity. His recent ramblings, no. Another friend said peanut farmer and humanitarian. Another said, I don't remember his tenure in office because I was a baby, but I believe history will remember him as not only a wonderful human being, but a leader who did what was good and just even when it wasn't expedient politically, and I wish we had more politicians like him. Here's
I hope I liked that
here's
one.
a good
that was a
one.
good one.
This person says, sure, I remember him as a horrible president, but a great ex-president. Another person said, man of faith, with no excuses, ! And another person said, it would be nice if people could stay composed and respectful in all their comments. As for President Carter, an amazing man, selfless and focused on God, peace, humanity, decency, leading with integrity and honesty. Unfortunately, when economy goes bad, presidents get blamed. Yet key economists say that presidents have little to no control over how economies go up or down, especially in the areas of oil and gas. Hopefully 2025 has folks demonstrating more respectful and considerate comments, agreeing to disagree but with kinder words. Here's a person that was actually an adult during President Carter's tenure. He said, this is what he remembers about President Carter.
Yeah.
Set the thermostat at 78 in the summer and 68 in the winter. Hostage rescue failure, energy crisis and oil production tax, peanuts, Christian perspective, 18% loan interest rates and 16% interest on savings accounts, and giving away the Panama Canal. So of everybody that I know, and of those that left a comment, nobody said Nobel Peace Prize.
Right. Hi.
Except one.
Hi, Lexi.
And so
Hi, baby.
I was asking my friend
Yes,
that's old enough to remember, don't you remember he got the Nobel Peace Prize? And my friend said, yeah, so did Yasser Arafat. And so that made me think, or at least wonder, what are the requirements for earning the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe Lexi will get it next.
No.
No?
No.
She growls too much?
Yeah, Lexi will growl at the person coming to give it to her.
So tell me what you remember or like about President Carter. All I remember is history. I wasn't there, so I'm just reading somebody else's opinion of him, if I say.
I'd still like to hear your opinion.
Well, I just couldn't say for sure that everything that happened during his tenure was his fault, except for the buck stops at the top with the president.
Yeah.
And he didn't get reelected. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that says something about the people voting at that time.
Yeah. I think at the time people were pretty mad at him, yeah. Nobody talked about the gas. Wasn't that when we had big, long lines for gas? Oh, they kind of mentioned it.
Yeah,
actually.
energy crisis.
See, back then, what it felt like as a kid, at least, it felt like we had a lot more respect for our officials, where even if you didn't agree with him, he was the president of the United States. We didn't really, like the Let's Go Brandon and stuff like that. I was little, but I don't recall anything but just respect for the office.
Yeah.
It just felt different. And I don't know exactly when we lost that, but it sure feels different
Well,
now.
have you watched that Reagan movie with Dennis Kincaid?
The new one?
Yeah.
I watched, there's another one on Amazon, so I watched that. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, well, it showed some of the protests against Reagan that were pretty
Yeah, he was
negative.
he was very controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did not like him.
So something I also wanted to say about legacy is I told you it scares me that there's terrorists, driving into crowds.
Right.
And setting fireworks off in trucks outside of buildings, because I go to public events.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to say I'm not trying to be opportunistic or anything, but if you're going to go somewhere dangerous, if you're going to do something that's dangerous, you need to make sure your affairs are in order.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to neglect your legal affairs and stay home and watch TV and never participate in society or do anything that has elements of danger. But if you're going to go head first into danger, yeah, it's funny you mentioned skydiving because my daughter's turning 18 soon. And so I asked her, what are you going to do now that you're 18? And she said skydiving.
Oh, thank God. She didn't say get a tattoo.
And I said, I'll go with you. And so that goes along with our conversation this afternoon.
You can't be serious.
That I'm going to put the suit on.
Oh, my gosh.
Go skydiving.
I just got an image of Lexi in a little skydiving suit going with you.
Do a video and say,
you're kidding me.
Hey, followers, if you're going to go skydiving, you need to make sure you have your affairs in order.
Wow.
And then they can watch me jump.
Are you going to do it with the glasses, or how are you going to take the video?
I don't know. I bet that they have a special skydiving
You might need one of those GoPros.
Yeah, that. We don't want to advertise for them because they didn't pay us, but...
Yeah, I can't believe you're going to do that. I have a friend who did it, and she said, like, why do people do this? I mean, like, it was so traumatic. You're plummeting towards the earth.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a good experience.
Well, I don't know.
You're really doing this.
No, only if Caitlin does. I mean, I try and do things with her so that she knows that I care about her. But if she's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, okay.
Not unless you want to do it.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh. I don't even want to go up the elevator to the tower.
Yeah.
To up to the top of the tower. Hey, did you hear about the Tesla truck, how it worked? Like,
yeah,
is that
the
true?
steel was so
Yeah.
sturdy that it prevented the fireworks from...
Right. It kind of sounded like a little bit of a flex, right? When Elon was like, hey, next time don't do it inside, because my product really works.
I have heard that they're bulletproof.
Yeah. I don't think he meant it like that, but...
No.
I mean,
But people might start buying them to be safe.
yeah, apparently it does, it was...
I'm not a fan of the way electric vehicles are made actually produces more carbon emissions than they save.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're probably right.
The way they make the batteries and stuff.
Right,
At least that's what I've read
Yeah.
from my right-wing conservative.
You're probably right. I mean, most of that stuff, I don't think we've perfected a lot of stuff, Like they say recycling is just kind of all a big scam. We're all diligently putting our...
Well, I was indoctrinated in school, and you probably were too. I still remember the song, Recycle, Reduce, Reuse.
Yeah. No.
That's the only part of the song I remember.
I'm older than you, so my song was natural resources last forever.
Really?
Go ahead and use everything.
Oh, okay.
Drive a gas guzzling car.
You're making stuff up now. Well, let's do a recap of our recap show. So first we talked about our Christmas, and we didn't talk about our New Year's experience, but talked about Christmas with our families. We talked about Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, the horse carriage band.
Glad we settled that, yeah.
We talked about some sinners and saints. Yolanda Saldivar, the murderer of Selena. And we talked about President Jimmy Carter. So don't you think that's enough for today?
I guess. I was like talking to you. I'm sad when it's over.
All right. Well, I'm Todd Marquardt. I'll talk to you later. And Shannon.
I'm coming up with a good tagline to match his.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the Ten Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.